It's gonna be like this.
Juman,
I got a question.
Was y'all bass fishing first before the bass? Because I want you to think back. Because remember,
I for sure was. So I didn't even.
Yeah.
So when I first moved out here, so I came from the city, right? So we was
it was striped bass.
It was multi-species, right? We was.
I remember that.
We was fishing for. We was fishing for food, not.
Fishing
for
food.
It was sport too, but food too. It was both. If you hit, it's probably a bad day.
Yeah.
Probably not your day.
Right.
Yeah.
So no, it was multi-species for sure. It was stripers. It was whatever it was. So
crappie.
Coming out here, that was like one of the things. You on the Delta now? Oh, okay, I'm closer. I used to come from the city. Now I'm 5 minutes from a launch ramp or wherever it was, levees or whatever you wanted to fish. So now to go from that to like trying to, not trying, but to transition into bass fishing where it's technique specific. You gotta get 17 different colors. You gotta line size, time of year, So that was a huge transition for me. Mark had already been out here for a little bit bass fishing. We talked about that a little earlier with his pops and Derek Crenshaw and some old heads that got him into the game. So making that transition was it wasn't hard, but it definitely everything is challenging when you first learning it. But all I remember is almost acting like, and this sounds crazy, I don't know how, whatever, it might sound a little bit cocky, but it's like no matter how little I knew, I still knew I was raw. Like as crazy as that sounds, like I probably didn't know nothing about a care, but I just knew that I had in my head the ability to catch a fish. And I don't care if it was a shark or a bluegill or a black bass, I felt like I could catch it. And when we linked up, we both carried that feeling. So when you talking about two guys, bro, it was Jordan and Kobe in a boat. And that's really what I compared it to, because there was no fall off. He had his skill set, I had mine, and all we knew was we'd jump 4,000 waves to go and rip. And that was like our mentality. We got to go from here and run 40 minutes that way to go catch 2 fish or whatever it was. That's what we was gonna do, and we just fed off each other. And it was, hey, what do you think about this? I think that's a good idea. Let's make that move quick. Or it was like, hey, that sound good, but let's make this move instead. What you think? You're like, yeah, you're right. Let's take a chance and do something where we might win this tournament versus like catching limit. And that mentality of like not settling and trying to figure out how to catch bigger fish, right? Because you go out there and anybody be happy just catching, limit. Oh, we catching a bunch of bass. We catching a bunch of bass, or we catching a bunch of fish. We got also Jolly Ranchers.
Damn, hard catch. Hard, bro.
Gotta keep those.
You
heard the head rock over there like this.
I heard
it. Let me get him back over here.
Now we got a frame. We got it's like DC always eating hell of snacks.
Gotta take one.
Your boys out.
All right, Jack.
He just went from Famous to Jolly Ranchers.
He won a couple. Now he's like,
let me get hit rock back over here. All right, Jay, please continue.
After the Jolly Ranchers.
All right, the SmackDown.
I love on some real though. Hey, I think to Jay's point, and then another thing you left out though, what made us so compatible and why we was so successful, it wasn't no egos in the boat
at all.
And that was the thing. So like, it didn't matter who caught the fish. It didn't matter who was running in front of the boat. None of that mattered, bro. We was here for one common goal: win. We here to win, bro. We ain't here for nothing else. So whatever it take, bro. If you hot, and then it's crazy. You know how fishing is. Somebody gonna have a hot stick that day.
I was just about to say
every tournament, it didn't matter. So Jay be having a hot stick. So even though this might be technically my boat, Jay, you on fire, bro. Run the front. I'm gonna play the back. Clean up, however it go, because you seen it right now. Whatever it is. So just roll with that. And it was never nah, man, get in the bag, nah.
Isn't that a trip how that works?
That's how that go.
Sometimes
everybody gonna have a stick that day. One person gonna be the.
That's crazy.
And vice versa.
And
it switch.
So we talk about like our first tournaments, or our first few tournaments together, right? So we tried to. At some point, I knew we was gonna link up. I literally begged this fool. I think I was.
This a good story.
I literally like begged this fool because I just knew, like, when you already somebody's friend, or you like you kind of compatible, like he was saying, or you just rock with somebody. That's what I like to say. But you rock with some dude. You like, man, hey, if we linked up, bro, this could be something nice, right? Pause. But then it was like, you know, it's like, you know, we out here and it was just he and I. It was literally just us two. He had his pops. Pops had a job full time. We really let it rip. Like, we had the time, we had the energy. So I was like, hey, we need to fish together, right? So I took him practicing once or twice. We went practicing, and during those times, like, we caught fish. We had a good time. We would talk a little smack to each other, but we was catching fish. We would run around and do whatever it was, right? And I was like, basically like, hey, look, bro, I'm gonna show you what I got, and this is what I'm bringing to the table. Let's see what we can do on some of these tournament circuits, right? So he had fished some other stuff. It didn't, you know, we tried to fish a semi-pro. That didn't work out because apparently he had made too much and whatever it was. So the only other option was like, hey, it's time to go to the pro side, pro tournaments, pro team tournaments, whatever it was. So that was, man, that was, you talking about daunting, like intimidating. Going against guys who literally was born out here and fished this delta for as long as we've been alive, and every time you see they weigh-ins, you seeing them drop 17 to 30 pounds in bass, right? That was, as a guy, and I say this with both of us because we was fishing the hook line, which really was an amateur circuit.
Amateur.
So we was like going from that to all of a sudden you hitting, you looking up across the, you looking at Bobby Barrett, Sap, D. Thomas
in their prime.
Bruh.
Prime.
Bruh, they still
bags.
They sticks. If they was still alive, they was sticks.
Yeah,
they would be sticks. But they was in their prime, fishing water at a time where you didn't have the bad water management, the bad weed management. So the delta was peaking, and you had all of these sticks that was peaking at the same time. And here we come putting along, trying to jump into that, trying to merge into that freeway, right? So we said, look, man, let's fish this tournament. This is pretty much all we got. Let's just see how we do, right? Let's just go out here. So we started off in the morning, and I can talk about all this stuff. I love it now, right? So we started off in the morning. We hit a little stretch, like right outside of Fisherman's. This is like prime spawn time, like not spawn, pre-spawn. March.
It's March 1st.
March.
Exact. March 1st.
March 1st. Delta Mormon trend.
Okay.
Take it easy. Okay. We hit a couple stretches. We catching fish right off the back. 3-pounders. I think I might have caught like a 4. Mark had hit a couple, right? It's a little overcast, a little windy, but the water temp is coming up. It might be low 60s. So we hit a limit pretty quick. Mark, with more experience at the time, he was like, hey, we gonna have to catch him today, right? I'm like, really? We doing pretty good? Nah, this ain't good enough, cuz. So he's like, hey, let's go bust a move. Let's go over to Frank's Track. At the time, Frank's Track was like a flea market for 5.5 pounders.
Facts.
Right? You can hit any booth at the flea market and everybody had them for the low. I ain't care what you was like, whatever's your flavor, you can get it at in Frank's Track, right? So we went over there midday. It was probably like 11, 12 o'clock. And not really paying 100% attention, but just our timing was, you couldn't have had better time. We get over to the track, tide is coming in, the sun is out, it's warm, we was in hoodies, now we in t-shirts, and we got black and blue jigs, and the water is stained, flipping toolies.
Okay, with pork trailers. Boy, we was throwing pork.
We was throwing Uncle Josh, number 11, as bright as you can get blue, pork trailers,
all sliced up with your little
Bobby D half-ounce jigs.
Yes,
bro.
sir. Yes, sir.
And that's all you needed. And 20-pound, either big game or something like that, right? Or whatever was out at the time. I don't know what we was throwing, but we was throwing some heavy line. Stained water, big jigs, toolies, Frank's Track, springtime.
Yo.
And we went from ashy to classy within an hour. We had cold out everything we had in the morning with 5-pounders. No exaggeration. No, hey, it was 4 3/4. It was 7. No, pulled out everything we had in the box with 5-pounders. It was every patch of tools you could find hitting some kind of current. Flip in, boom. He set the hook. 5.5 pounder.
Yeah.
I flip in. He would take his fish off. Go put it in the well. We was taking turns. Go hit another clump.
Bang.
Flip in there. Doom. Another one.
Wait, were the toolies moving when you flipped in there?
Oh,
toolies moving.
It was old school shaking, or you lift up and they would jig and line would swimming through the toolies. And you could set up like a batter taking like baseball practice, right? And just tee off on these fish, right?
Do the harp.
So we got I can't get it. So we sitting there, right? We called out real quick, right? We looking in the box. We got We literally got 4 or 5-pounders in the box, right? 20 pounds, easy. It's getting late. We still flipping. I mean, late as in tournament late, right? I think we weigh in at like 3 o'clock. This was 100% bass.
100% bass.
100% bass. So we got the limit in there. Everything is flowing. We catching fish. We about, maybe a half hour from the day being over. We both know, like, hey, we need a big one. I think I was in the back or was in the front? I don't remember where I was at. I think I was in the front, actually, on this one. We probably had switched out, and it was my turn to get in the front. I flip into this little blow-through in the track, either on the south side or the east side. Man, there was a little bit of shade. The tide was coming through this little blow-through. I flip in there. Right next to the clump, actually. It was a blow-through, and it was a tule patch. I threw into the middle of the tule patch. I looked over, and Marcus said something, and I looked back, and my line was going through Thule so fast, I thought I had a sea line on there. It was without even thinking, my body had already reacted. I set the hook, right? All the Thules in the surrounding area in the western hemisphere of the track started shaking like this, just blah 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 blah, right?
Ducks is flying.
This big fish, bro, it was just a crazy scene, right? I set this hook, these Thules is flipping, going crazy. This fish comes shooting out. All I see is this coming out the Thules, right? Just boom, 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 boom. Runs under the boat. I got like 200-pound trilene big game on, so I drag this fish out. Come over to the side of the boat. Mark already there with the net. Get him in the net. Was it like a
980?
980 something, bro.
Under 10 pounder.
Almost 10. Bro, she was
chunky.
She was this big, this wide, and just healthy. Ain't had a hook in her life probably. Put that fish in the boat. I think we maybe caught maybe it caught 1 or 2 more fish, and it was time for weigh-in. Shoot to the weigh-in. This is our first protein tournament. And we get in there. It's kind of chaos because you don't really, this is our first experience in the pro team circuit.
Right.
You got a bunch of people weighing in. You got guys. The weather was like, it was weird, and guys standing around. They got the scale. We both looking like, where do we go? I know we got a good bag, right?
Yeah.
And bro, we go grab these fish and put them in, and we put this bag on the scales. It's an old school bag. I remember the bag was like netting with like a wire, loop on it. They put it on like a scale that you weigh fruit on.
Yes.
Right?
They hanging.
Yeah, they was hanging on this. Yeah, bro. So I'm like, man, so I'm like, how many bass per pound we got, right? Right? So we put the thing on there, right? And it dropped down, and that thing said 30 something, right? And we was like, did we just weigh 30 pounds?
Bro, it was unbelievable.
We just weighed 30 pounds, right? And we got the bag. And it was like, what just happened, bro? We just really
It's the first tournament.
It's the first pro tournament, bro.
The first pro tournament. We had, like you said, you fished some semi-pros.
Yeah.
And this is a little backstory on that, because this is what's crazy, bro. So Jamon hit me up to fish tournaments, right? Pro tournaments. We had fished the semi-pro, had some success. And he was like, bro, let's jump in these pro tournaments. And I ain't gonna lie, bro, I was hella apprehensive because I was like, these boys weighing in 30 bags like frequently.
Yeah.
I ain't never caught a 30 bag. So I'm like, they cheating.
That's right. Hey, that's real.
This is a true story.
No, this is real
I said,
story.
Jay, I don't want to fish these tournaments. These boys cheating. I've never in my life seen a 30 bag, and there's 12 of them in there.
Yeah.
How is this happening?
That was literally our conversation.
I said, bro, there ain't no way I put my money up, man. These cats ain't catching them like that.
And I looked past all of that. Mark, he absolutely.
This is a true story, and this is something that's pivotal in me having success in bass fishing, bro. I let Jay talk me into. He's like, bro, you tripping? Ain't nobody cheating, bro. They catching them. Let's just put our bread in, take our licks or whatever we got to do and fish. Put our bread up. And the first tournament
crazy.
Drop 30, and I'm like, so you can catch 30.
It can be done.
So I can see where you be like, what just happened?
Oh, we were crazy.
Man, from there, after this tournament, right? So this is how crazy that tournament was, though, to his point, right?
Yeah.
So after this tournament, we dropped this 30 bag. In my head, I'm like, oh, we won. It's 30 pounds. It's over. We won our first pro team tournament. Where's the dancing girls? Where's the confetti, right? So we get back, and they like doing the weigh-in. They doing the payout and everything, right? So we sitting there, we listening, we waiting for our names, right? So they like, oh, 5th place with 27, 20 something, blah, 28. I mean, literally it was 25, 26, 25, 27, 26. We get it us, we're like, okay, cool, 30. 4th place.
Fourth.
And third big fish with a 980.
Yes.
Oh my.
So listen. You tell this part. Go
I
ahead.
remember we won that tournament too.
So we in fourth. I had a 983 with a third place big fish. Third and second place both had.
It was
30.
It was
5. They both had 35.
Damn.
Second and third both had 35.
Yeah.
37 won that tournament.
So
that was Farouz.
Farouz gets
Farouz
to
gets
Jeremy.
to it.
Farouz, shout out to Farouz.
Jeremy Zimpton.
There was two. Hey, check this out. There was two 12.5 pounders weighed.
Big fish. Mike Andrews. Hey, Mike Andrews
had
won big
one.
bass.
Yep.
12 something.
Yep, there was two 12
Jay
pounders.
got third big
I
bass
got
with a
third big
9.8.
fish with a 9.8.
Wow.
That
Yes.
shit was
That's
crazy.
crazy.
So
bro.
Farouz and them won, and they had like pocket sevens.
Yeah.
Facts.
That's
It
crazy.
was sevens on sevens on sevens.
They
bro.
had, bro. They had
Yeah.
37.
They had 37,
Yeah.
I think. It was like 35,
Damn.
37. They
Yes,
had
bro.
37.
40 pounds.
Yep. And that was our welcome to protein.
Welcome to the big league.
But to
That's what them were the
so
best.
to Mark's point, right after that tournament, you couldn't tell us nothing.
Yeah,
now
I'm
we're
like-
here.
I'm
This
like-
is where we
I'm
at.
like, okay.
Yeah.
Confidence was through the roof.
Yep.
Right, we know we can play with the big boys. It was a hell of a day. It gave us so much confidence, and after that, we never looked back. It was like, all right, this is what we're doing from here on out.
Wow.
And it just set us up. And then after that, that's all we did. We just, hey, what we doing? Where we going? Let's do this. And we just chased that feeling the entire time.
We took off, bro.
Yeah, we didn't know. This is how crazy it is. We didn't know how little we didn't know.
Yeah.
Like we didn't know how inexperienced or naive we was to how hard this was, or how many good fishermen there were out there. We just knew our names is in it. We fishing against y'all. It's us against y'all. This is what we doing.
Straight up.
And every time we showed up. And we took some licks.
No, but then that
hella
first win.
licks.
Can bet based upon weights today that it's going to be pretty damn close. I can almost bet you it's going to be a margin of victory for this team right here. They had 5 fish. They had a big fish of 782. They had a total weight of 18.09 pounds. Top 5 first paid $390. First big fish, half, $425. They took the winner take all, 800. First place, $950. They're going to go home $2,565. Mr. Mark Daniels and Javon.
Yeekadee.
Fellas, phenomenal job, guys. Good job. Now, Jamon, I heard you caught that big fish. Good job. Your champion's up today, guys. You want to add anything? You want to add anything?
Mom pretty much summed it up. I do want to give a shout out to our biggest sponsor though, Rip and Lift, man. RipandLift.biz. That's that's what we represent. It's a tremendous support system. We network with each other, work together, trying to figure out what's going on, not just here on the Delta, but other bodies of water. And so just want to give them a shout out.
There you go.
Right on. Thank you. Oh yeah, good job, Brad. You and your staff, man. Appreciate you guys.
Thanks for your support, guys. We'll see you at the TOC in October.
No pictures, dude. We're out here.
OCM developers.
That's a clean game because especially like it's so many new fishermen in the game, especially a lot of new Delta guys.
Yeah.
And it ain't a lot of stories that's out there to tell them about the past and how it was. So when I be posting all that old stuff, they be like, "Damn, like that's how it was." Like, you don't even understand. This ain't nothing compared to what they was doing.
We was at those same tournaments catching 2 fish. You guys are coming back
Oh
with like
man,
35, or like.
we used to come back to the tournament knowing like I done talked to both of them, and they like, "This is what you got to do. You need to do this. You see it? It's tied on. Oh, you know I ain't gonna lie to you." I'm like, "All right, cool." I used to get out there and be fishing like, this is what they said. This is what we got to do. We got like, man, this shit don't fucking work, man. We got fucking 5 or 10 bass. I'm like, man, where my single and drop shot at? And we'll start fishing this shit. And then I'll get back and be like, it was tough out here, Eastwood. It had to be tough on them. And I'd be like, man, what y'all had? Man, we had like 37, 30 today. I was like, how? I did everything you said, dude. Y'all used to cry. I was like, all right, I got a question.
I got a
like,
question.
all day long. I would call them
question.
until the middle of the night, be on the phone like this. Hello?
I got a question.
Yeah, I got a couple questions, man. And they would just cry because I didn't get to fish with them a lot because they always had to do what they had to do. But I always had access to give them a phone call and tell them. So I could be out there in the water and be sitting like, I don't understand the tides. And then I could call both of them and be like, what am I doing wrong? And they'd be like, oh, just try this or do this. And then I would do that stuff and be like, okay, that's starting to make sense a little. And I would be with Israel like, now this is what they told me. This is what we got to do. We was y'all real protege. Like we was the dudes that was like under y'all like.
Used to blow.
We was feeding y'all.
Used to blow big old moth just flew in here. I used to light up. I had 17 calls in a day from all about his questions. If it was from tackle to hey, what you do in these situations. So I give it up to you for even like keeping that passion going.
Yeah.
But
Jay broke my paw.
I can't win today.
Right when I turned my head.
I can't win. It
was perfect when I turned my head. He said, "Put the fish in there." I turned back, ladies and gentlemen. He said, "Oh, your pole broke."
Man, it wasn't me.
It was unbreakable. Who breaks ugly sticks?
Who throws frogs on spinner rods?
Don't worry about my secrets, man. Don't worry about my secrets.
yeah, you talk about them older days, man, in the Delta, and it was like the golden years of the Delta. There was no 4 strokes. You pull up. And everybody in the morning started their 2 strokes.
Oh, wow. I used to throw up.
It was everywhere. You would think it was foggy, but it was just a 2-stroke exhaust, just above the toolies, bro. And that was that's that smell in the morning.
I love that smell.
And you know, and that hope, like everybody still has it, but it's just different, man. Like in the morning, bro, in that old school time, like the anticipation and just your expectation of the day was so much different. Like sitting next to all of these like local legends of the Delta and knowing that you about to go out here and try to give it your best to beat these dudes that have fished 100 tournaments more than you ever fished in your life. So it's just a different feel. And now it's you know, we talk about the Delta and how it's changed and tournament circuits nowadays, how, you know, they get a little bit, you know, the tournament circuit, you know, the health of the tournament circuits in the Delta and in California right now are not the best, to be honest, right? We know this. And really, we always kind of feel like we're chasing that again, that nostalgia, that hey, I want that feeling of like that first pro team tournament or that first pro-am that I fished, and you know, I want to be able to get back out there and have that feeling. And you know, it's hard as a bass fisherman because all we feed off of is that, you know, the next tournament, the next time I get to fish, you know, I'm gonna do better on this next one. Or even if you ride in the high of a good successful tournament, you want that again. Let me get to this next one. Let me go try to win this next one, man. I love this feeling. You know, and that's what kind of keeps us going. So, you know, we talk about our successes, and obviously Mark living the dream of anybody who ever grew up watching Bassmasters and FLW and, man, M Fisherman and Bill Dance and all of them shows back in the day.
The path to victory is not a short one. To get there means you have to travel to unknown places and look deep inside yourself. For the men who fish the Bass Federation, every cast is a chance to move closer to the ultimate goal, fishing against the best of the best on the Walmart FLW Tour.
Oh, there's one. Right here, right here. Oh, yeah, it's a big one. Yeah! Take it easy, because that's a good one. Good God have mercy. Final day, National Championship.
Here at the TVF National Championship, one angler will win it all and live the dream.
You know, that's the one thing I found out about Oklahoma real quick. The only thing that's consistent is inconsistency here. The weather has not been the same 2 days straight. We had practice, high at 81, water temperatures were 65. Tournament started up. Highest water temperature I've seen since then is 53 degrees, and the low's been down to 49. Oh, there's one. So, I mean, it's constantly changing. Good one. I can't say that that's necessarily affecting the bite, but it's certainly not stable. Right where you are. There we go. There we go, baby. Number 1. Go. Grand Lake specialty, baby. Numero 1 on the Crazy 8. So pretty. This bait has pretty much taken over the nation anywhere there's a large amount of bait fish. So I'm hoping that right there has me living the dream. Need another big one.
A 5th fish for Daniels would give him the lead over Jason Hickey and a clear path to victory.
Plenty of them out here. Yeah, I think so. Oh yeah. Net, dude. Just threw that thing up on the bank, slow rolling, and what I'm doing is right where you are. I'm trying to fish that break, thinking the females aren't all the way up on that bank just yet, so I'm slow rolling it off that drop, which for them gives them a great ambush point. Yes, Fergie. And she just come right up and got it. I mean, she hit it good too. That's what I'm talking about, baby. That's a Grand Lake bass for you right there.
The excitement and passion of the TBF National Championship comes to Grove, Oklahoma, and fabulous Grand Lake is the playing field. Over 90 anglers are here looking to secure one of 14 slots into the 2013 BFL All-American and hopefully be the last man standing after 3 days of competition and be crowned the national champion. Because the angler who wins here will also gain entry into the biggest tournament of the year, the Forest Wood Cup, down in Shreveport, Louisiana.
Only 7 boaters and 7 co-anglers advance to the final day, and these 7 anglers, they have to beat out the rest of the anglers in their specific division. You got a lot of prize money, $100,000, living the dream prize package. We say this every year, Robert, but it continues to change these anglers' lives.
It does. You know, everybody who tournament fishes dreams about fishing against the best in the world on the FLW Tour. And the Living the Dream package does that for an angler. They may not want to fish forever as a professional, but it gives them a shot at it one time.
Well, it's time to get that shot. I mean, I'm excited to see who's going to be crowned 2013 TBF National Champion. Let's get out of the water and see what happens.
They are fired up and ready to go here on the final day of the 2013 TBF National Championship. Each division is represented, and it's possible the Southwest Division could produce its first national champion since 1995, thanks to the efforts of our current leader.
Here we are, final day, TBF National Championship. Mark Daniels Jr. out of California in the lead, barely though. I mean, a pound, just a little bit less than a pound. What's it feel like on the final day to be going out first place?
Man, I'm stoked. You know, I always say it's better to be in the lead than to be behind.
Yeah.
Because that's one more fish that they got to catch or whatever the difference is to make up. But I'm really excited. I'm looking forward to fishing Grand Lake. This place is amazing here in Grove, Oklahoma. It reminds me a lot of Clear Lake back home. A lot of big fish, ton of bait in the lake, a ton of big bait. They got gizzard shad here, and a lot of these big females are feeding on the gizzard shad, and they're ready to chomp. And so I'm firing that reaction bait, that A-rig, and those jerk baits mimicking those gizzard shad, and I'm ready to get after them, man.
This seems like the kind of lake, it's almost like a fishing buffet style. I mean, because we've got anglers from literally the 4 corners of the country that are here, and it doesn't really matter what your strength happens to be, this type of lake, it shows off its muscles and what it can do.
Absolutely. Grand Lake, it's a fisherman's lake.
Yeah.
You got the north end, which is the river, dirty water, shallow water tactics. So if you're a shallow water fisherman, a lot of southern guys fish shallow water, spinner baits, jigs, crankbaits, you know, square bills. Then you got mid to South Lake, and that's clear water. And you got the reaction fishermen, drop shotters, shaky heading, and guys like myself throwing the A-rigs in that clear water, just trying to mimic those bait fish and getting them to eat. I mean, it's here. It's anybody's game, but I'm looking forward to it, and I think I'm gonna smash them this morning.
You've had nothing but caffeine this morning, so I know you're excited.
Oh, yeah.
I know you got family here. This has been a long road to get here. What would it mean like to walk away champion?
I mean, this is every fisherman's dream on any level. You know, for a weekend angler like myself, I can't afford to fish a lot of these huge FLW tournaments, $4,000 buy-ins and what have you. So the TBF offers anglers like myself, a weekend warrior, an opportunity to compete against the best in the nation and advance to the mecca of bass fishing, which is the Forest Wood Cup, if you win this tournament. And right now, I'm sitting in the driver's seat, and I'm looking to wrap this thing up, man. It would mean the world to me. I mean, I would love to fish the tour. That's always been my dream, and I'm excited to try to get after it.
National champion Mark Daniels Jr. It sounds good, doesn't it?
Oh, it sounds great. With the check.
That's it. You've already practiced.
Yeah, the check.
Best of luck to you, Mark, representing not only all of the West Coast, but all of the thousands of TBF anglers that are out there across the country. Best of luck today. A few hours away before we crown the next TBF national champion. Who's going to do it? Starts right now.
There is one angler left. He is our tournament leader. He knows how to catch a big bag of fish. Mark Daniels Jr. from Fairfield, California.
Grand Lake specialty, baby.
On day one, he weighed in 18 pounds and 6 ounces. 24 pound, 10 ounce stringer yesterday. 43 pounds in 2 days. Mark Daniels Jr. facing Idaho's Jason Hickey, who sits on top of the leaderboard with 55 pounds and 12 ounces. So this is it. One of these two boaters will punch their ticket right now for the Forest Wood Cup. Both have already qualified for the All-American and the Forest Wood Cup. It's a pretty big deal. Plus, the Living the Dream package. It's a $100,000 package on the line. Here we go. Mark Daniels Jr. has 5 today, looking for 12-13 for the Forest Wood Cup and the Living the Dream package. His limit today worth 19 pounds, 4 ounces. Your champion is Mark Daniels Jr.
I'd heard a great deal about you earlier today from your dad, and he told me you were a good one and were going to do good, and you did, and I want to congratulate you. and present you with this check. It's a big one.
It is. You know, TBF offers opportunities such as this that you can't get anywhere else. I also want to thank FLW because I know they're a big partner with you guys. And then also, you know, that gives me an opportunity to fish the Forest Wood Cup.
He'll get a cash check here today. He'll get fully paid entry fees into the FLW Tour as a Tour Pro next year, a wrapped Ranger boat to use all year long, a wrapped Chevrolet truck, as well as travel expense money. That's his $100,000 Living the Dream package. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2013 Federation National Champion Living the Dream Angler.
Mark Daniels takes the title by almost a 7-pound margin, capping an incredible week for this young man from California. He will represent the over 25,000 anglers who are part of the Bass Federation next year on the Walmart FLW Tour. Remember, FLW is the best in fishing on and off the water, so go to FLWOutdoors.com for expanded coverage and tips from our top pros. On behalf of all of us here at FLW, thanks for watching.
We talk about ripping lips and the Hit Rock sitting here in Eastwood and the Buckarooski and where all of this started from, and it's really just our love for one fishing, but then each other. Like, it was such an organic situation for us to just like, man, Hit Rock knows somebody, you know, hey, come meet my boy. Oh, we gonna go striper fishing. Was super quiet, which I ain't never seen him that quiet in my life. We out here in the Delta catching stripers. To go from that to like, hey man, you know, this ripping lips thing is hilarious. We love it. I'm gonna shoot my boy Mark some DVDs. Mark, like, I gotta talk to O. And then all of a sudden we got this, you know, this bond, this family unit now that, man, we brothers for life now. And you know, it's all because
a little fishing, right?
Yeah, man. So
much crushing.
It was so much, bro. We had obviously tournaments that didn't work out. Tournaments in general, bro. You always, it feel like, man, you ride these waves of like momentum and downs and ups and whatever it is. And we used to have boat issues. We used to have.
We got it.
Watch issues.
Watch issues.
Come on. You know they want
iced out.
Number one question I get asked on social media about the ribbon lip hit squad is the iced out watch, bro.
Iced out watch,
I can't take it no more.
That's the classic.
I can't take it no more.
So what ended up happening now, I finally got my stuff set because I was just telling Mark, I got 100 and so videotapes, the DV camcorder tapes when we all fit. So earlier today, I put up some ones that I found back 2009, 2010. You know what I'm saying? So all those videos of us young and watching all that stuff. Hey man, to see that now, all these years later, it's like, and I knew even back then when I was filming it, I was like, well, I kind of felt, half of me was like, man, this stuff here is going to be worth magic in the future, like just holding on to all this stuff.
Yeah, you have the foresight.
But then another part of me was like, but damn, when we all get older, and then I pop these tapes in to look at them, we're gonna be sitting here like, damn. And then I have record, because back then when they was winning, nobody would talk about it.
There was no social media.
There was no social media, and then it was more they winning, like again. Right, yeah, like nobody had to go. We ain't gonna talk about that. The Here I Come was like, and then YouTube come and was like, oh, I got it, and I want to make sure everybody see it. So then, and then people start going on the YouTube, and they was like, well, what's the fishing videos? Us, and then winning, and then every time I got it, and I got it, and I got it, and I got it, and then it was just like, man, I just remember y'all calling me on three-way the night before. Osi, what you doing tomorrow? All right, well, what's up? We got tournament at 3 o'clock weigh-in. Be there with camera. Be there with camera. That's when I said it got to the point where I would come and be sitting there with Sweetwater. Remember, he had the bass hat that had the spray paint fish on it, right? We would sit there like this, and then here come y'all coming into the weigh-in, and we sit there talking like we was like cocky with like, here they come, you know. You know, I already know they got them.
What a dooski brewski. We out here waiting for the MAD ski and a professional to see if they brought them criminals to justice. They said they wanted the Angler of the Year this year, so they had to bring fish to justice. So we gonna see what it do, man. You see Sweetwater Sweets. You see Mr. Ripping Lips himself, sitting back. all casual like. What you want me to do, man? What do you want us to do? My feet kicked up so tough, we walking on our backs. So stay tuned, and we're gonna take you to the weigh-in. You're gonna see the fish yourself. For their sake, since I'm pumping them up so tough, it better be wops on deck.
Yeah.
You know, and then I look at Jay like, here go Jay, and Jay like this.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's the best video ever.
That's
over.
Hey.
Over, and I'm like,
well, I know that. Boy, that's when we dropped.
That was Safeway Fast Baggers video.
We dropped 30 in September. Second place had 13. We had 3 between 5.
I forgot that.
Okay,
come on, man.
Okay. I remember watching the video. Yeah. Because it's different when you in the video, but then you watch the video, right? Yeah. You had to zoom in because we was hella far up.
You was.
Zoom in. And Jay was like this.
Yeah.
Double, double throw.
Double crossbow.
Double
crossbow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that was the thing.
Yeah. I had post video where you grab wop up out of the web. Two hands. It's like, it shook you for a second. And then you and that's how big that is. Younger.
Hey, September about to get a.
That's what Pops was on the dark.
Yeah. And he was and he had no sock. I was like, snakes get that way. Pops is go clean on the way.
You know, Pops.
Hey, what's up, everybody? How everybody doing? How we doing today? What's up, Pops?
It was like y'all both flipped
so Mark Dad is Mark Daniels Senior.
Tuck it in.
So we would call him the originator. So he was the OG, the originator. Then you had MAD, and then you had his son, which we called the third. He was 3-piece. Yeah, so 3-piece. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I used to come up to the house in Fair. I remember when I first went to your house. It was before you was in Fairfield. Where was you at before? We had the plaques on the wall.
I was in Fairfield, just in a different
spot.
you're
different. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
come through. As soon as you walked through the door, he had the plaques all. And I said, I ain't never even got a plaque yet. You know, so I'm sitting there like, what the? And then right in the middle of the plaque, he had the newspaper clipping as a youngster, and I was like, damn.
Yeah, from high school.
I was like, I'm serious out here with this shit. Looking at that shit, I was like, damn. Like, okay, all right. And then after that, we start hooking up.
Magnificent. M-A-D.
Magnificent.
That's it, baby.
And then that's when he was like, man, let's start going crappie fishing. And then we start crappie fishing at Lake Berryessa.
Bro, catch me smashing too.
Yeah.
Good job, Mark.
What happened?
I was reeling up a little bit, then he just knocked it out.
Police!
You already see it, y'all. Crappie out here, Lake Berryessa, baby. Mini J.
Hit the D. Yeah, that's what I said. Just flash your light on me.
Okay.
That's
all right. Okay.
You know, that's all we gonna do.
Okay, there it is. Gotcha.
Yeah, you know how we do, man. Ripping lips all day.
We had 3 pieces in there.
Yeah, when
dancing.
Dancing, yeah.
Going crazy.
Got a little bounce on.
Some good times, man. It was so many times, like, we all look forward to every tournament because outside of fishing was like, man, we about to kick it, and we knew like we about to turn up so tough wherever we are.
We shutting the launch ramp. Y'all gonna have to call the municipal facility. Hey,
we changed the rules at Clearway.
We are not leaving.
Yeah, we're not leaving.
We're not leaving.
No, you trying to sleep?
Yeah.
Oh man!
As long as we got pizzas and brewskis.
We ain't leaving.
No, we gonna last all night long.
He's in the speaker
And the
on Jay's shoulder.
Like this.
Let's go take the whole announcers like this.
Big Fish, first place. His squad. Y'all saw the parking lot pinned off. They kicked it.
Extra big kicked it. We shut the whole entire Canocti Vista Casino down last night.
Mayor called this morning, appreciated our company, making it clear like what it was.
I don't even think we went to sleep last night.
Hey, but you know the clean part about that too is we'd do that on a win or a loss. It don't matter. It don't matter.
Say that again.
We in the back,
brother.
we in the back, Jay.
Finish last.
Hey, Jamal, we already
It's
won
still
when we
turn up.
came.
Yeah, we already won here.
Make it where it's already won. And knowing too what was so cool was, yeah, and it's like 10 or 15
That was all it was.
And then you got the guys that hit, but then the guys who didn't hit didn't feel no type of way, because it wasn't brought in your face. It was like, well, that's over. You know, we're going to fish next weekend. We kicking it now. You got next week to do it again. Right now, we kicking it. We're going to celebrate the dudes who did hit.
You had that way, though, bro, because you knew it was going to be the highs of the highs and the lows of the lows.
Yeah.
You
I got the videos when y'all was going win, first, second, all right there, and then when y'all got y'all ass kicked. And then this was the... Ain't no look at the day today. And James heard that video, and then you pull it out, he was like, you can't, you know, sometimes it go like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Hey, but you take them lumps and you keep it pushing, man. And really low key, those are the moments that really build character and make you who you are. Because you know it's like, okay, we gotta bounce back, bro. You know what I'm saying? We come back, we gonna do a little practicing or whatever we gotta do, and then boom, next tournament, you know, you might win, finish top 3 or whatever. Got that momentum back, keep on rolling, bro.
The whole part about that's the key to life.
Okay, say it again here, Rod. That's the key to life, bro. That's facts. That's facts, bro.
You get slapped in the mouth. Next week I'm gonna be out there 3
I'm gonna get back out there.
Okay.
And then for the hit squad.
Y'all see how it is, man. Oh, man.
Squad man.
What's up, baby? How's everything, man?
Today was the worst, baby. You already know, man. The hit squad went out there, we tried the police. Criminals got away today, you know. But it's gonna be more days, you know. We gotta regroup, you know. Recruit some more informants, get that skip, you know, see where they at, man. So we'll see what they do, man. One time, we got 9 pounds today.
Not the whole truck in the water. Gotta keep them honest.
Gotta keep them honest, man. We don't always get them. Sometimes we get them, sometimes we don't. But we take the bad with the good, and we do it moving. Hang on a second.
One done.
Hey, Jay, trim that up, baby. You know, so like I said, man, we're gonna be back out there policing, man. We gotta round up some more troops, man. Put some more time in on that water, and so we, you know, so we can bring some criminals to justice, man. That's just how it is. It's real cold out here. Weather came through. We had a cold front. You know, that's part of the game. We still managed to catch a limit. They was all small, so you know, first time for everything. Their first offense. We'll let them go this time. Next time, it's not happening. So you know, that's how we living right now, man. And we'll be back at y'all boys in a minute, you know, with more catches, more fish, and more first places, hopefully. So, holla at your boy, the MAD, man. One time.
Rough day. We didn't figure it out in time. No excuses. Fish didn't bite. What you gonna do? Can't win them all. No plaques today. No jaw jacking. No look at the date today. You ain't gotta look at the date today.
Don't look at the date.
Today, we going home and we getting in our snuggies.
For y'all two to be like doing what y'all was doing, where it was motivating us, the whole rest of the squad, like sitting there like, it could be done. Plus, these are my guys.
We know,
you know what I'm saying?
We gotta get right.
Yeah, we gotta get right.
Me and Nissan with the boat tied up to the bumper.
Man,
I'm pushing and smoking.
I remember that.
Not even getting the lit.
We're showing up. We're showing up.
And I was like, no, hell no, we're gonna see.
Oh, this is crazy. Real quick. Oh, this ain't even really meant for YounderTales, but hey, quick ass segue side story. I'm at ICAST just last week. I meet this dude hella random. He got first Triton, bought it from you.
Heck no!
You remember, bruh? He said you gotta know, bruh. His name is Islam. He bought Triton.
Yeah,
Triton
I remember.
From,
I remember. I remember who bought Triton. I just remember his name.
Okay, bro. He come up to me on podcast and was like, "Hey, hella weird. We got something in common." He started telling me his story.
That's
He's like, "Yo,
crazy.
boy, I just bought his boat.
That boat was
not just years ago, but I'm like, damn, you got that original Triton." I said, so many wives got caught.
So many. I remember him and his brother came. They tested the motor with the computer. Beep boop bop beep. Okay. Oh, it's all good. Yeah. So he was like, "We all good." So then he was like, "Follow me. Let's go to the bank and then we'll cash you out." And I was like, "All right, cool." So I hooked boat up to him and shit. He rolling right. And so we going. Whoa! I'm behind her. Right. Why all lawless power pole with it? And it fall down. I'm behind her. Like, I just got you fixed. I can't believe you're doing this. So I pull over and I'm like this. I just got it fixed. Somebody was pulling up the paperwork like, look.
The receipt.
He was like, it's all good. Tied it up with some rope. He said, I'll take care of it when it gets there. I was like,
hey,
oh, man.
That's an old story right there. Of course.
He got a had a money over myself. I remember all the time goddamn power poles went down again in the middle of the night down there.
Yeah. He driving, looking back like.
That type of shit happened to
all the time.
Hey.
Every weekend.
Yeah. Be like that.
Every weekend.
Every weekend.
That was the wife's
man. Oh, used to call me, bro.
He's like, man, the trolling motor just turned on.
Bro, be always something. I'll be like, oh, how this happening on tournament? AB game day.
Yeah.
Mark.
Hey, during they stretch of winning and stuff, I would still be calling.
Hey,
I got problems.
Hey, what about when we're on our way to Orville? And I'm like, oh, it just said this is the last gas station.
Yeah.
150 miles. I was like, that was the type he'll pull up to the gas station. No, we're going to LA and put a quarter tank in. I'm like,
oh my God, bro.
Because the price will be high. See, my dad got me always looking at gas prices.
Too high.
So I'm always like, too high. He's like, we don't got no gas. He's going to be like, look, the 7 cents you about to save, I'll just give it to you. Let's get gas here.
Hey, no, so look, we died. I'm like, see, of course. I'm like, whatever. He's like, it's good. It's all good, man. I got it. Don't even trip. Normal him. He's like, watch. I'm gonna call MAD and Jay. They're right behind us. I'm like, yeah, right. I can't believe this shit. Calls you guys. Beep, boop, bop, beep. Hey. 2 minutes later, he gets out. He's like, man, told you again. Hey, you guys,
we coming to the exit now. I was like, perfect. I'm right here.
Yeah.
That's what I said. Told you.
Unbelievable. Hey, perfect. I'm like,
hey, you got lucky.
I jumped in with y'all. We got there. Woo. We got gas. Came back.
No. What about when we went to Walgreens? No,
first,
hold on.
Before I ran, when I was like running out, right? Now it's like, and I'm like, oh shit. Like, what we gonna do? And I see a Walgreens off to the freeway. I was like, all right, it might be a gas station over there. He was like, no, the sign says no gas station. I was like, nah, we just maybe. We pull over there, and I was like, damn. He's like, I told you, so I pull up in Walgreens, right? I go up inside of Walgreens. I get the fuel additive. I'm all like,
ASTP. Fuel on Richard Petty Racing fuel additive.
Did it work?
It worked to get us back on the freeway.
I told you this 1 week back, baby. Whoa, so we gonna get that gas. Now we ain't gonna make it. We ain't gonna make it.
We're on for a minute though. We got back all the way. He was like, turn it up, probably put some slap back on as soon as
I told you, man. Anybody know once you get to Sacramento, they got that exit go to Orville. It's like it's no gas stations for hella far, and I didn't know. I'm still rookie traveling, so I'm like, man, it's gonna be a gas station. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's always gas station. So then I was like, well, I knew y'all hit me. It was like, we leaving. Y'all, I left first. So I'm like, well, they gotta be right behind me. Y'all literally was like 1, 2 exits behind. I said, you see? He was like, you got lucky. I was like, no, man, that's how it goes, man. I'm blessed up, man. Yeah.
I thought he was hella clean.
I did, though.
Not make the stuff.
Oh, man, so many stories. So many stories.
Most memorable tournament. Wow.
Most memorable.
Pivot.
Me and you.
Iced out.
Iced out watch.
Iced out watch.